There's a possibility of a big snowstorm that is expected. What can families expect?
Well, to be blunt, the mayor is not saying at this point. He says a lot's going to depend on how this storm develops. Obviously, Chris and our whole team is going to be tracking that. But he's not saying whether or not the roughly 900,000 public school students will have virtual learning or have a traditional day off if this weather ends up being bad. He made that comment during the news conference you mentioned. It was actually held inside the Whitney Museum. And Mayor Zohran Mamdani was asked for clarity about what he would do if this turned out to be the first big snowstorm of his tenure.
We are not going to be taken by surprise about the weather coming this weekend, and we are also going to communicate directly and clearly to New Yorkers what they should expect. Right now, the spectrum of possibilities is large. As that gets closer to the date, we will be able to share exactly what New Yorkers should be looking for.
So the mayor not exactly addressing the question. He told a fun anecdote about remembering to put the trash can at the bottom of the hill when he was growing up, but nothing of substance there. And this is going to matter to parents as we move into next week.
Okay, but the mayor is actually addressing these junk fees or surprise fees that you get when you probably book a hotel or something like that.
Yeah, so hotel junk fees. You remember he tackled subscription junk fees last week. So he's on this junk fee kick, this consumer kick. But these are the fees that are not disclosed when you book your hotel, and then they show up on your bill. They're often called resort fees or destination fees. It allows a hotel to essentially advertise a better looking price that's more competitive, and then you get slammed with a higher charge anyway. The mayor says this is hurting tourism and making it harder for the workers at hotels that have to deal with the annoyed customers. And so now New York City protection rules will make these fees either be clearly marked or baked into the price. And by the way, this also applies to anyone booking from New York City. So the next time, guys, you book your trip to Florida, California, I know you're going to Atlanta, you mentioned you were dealing with some fees, you won't be hit with this at least a month from now when this rule goes into effect.
It's an interesting idea. I know that President Biden tried to do a similar thing nationally. Okay, so finally, the governor just rolled out her state budget, and the big headline: no tax increases, correct?
Yeah, and so let's explain why this matters, because the city is facing a really, really big budget deficit. And I asked the mayor directly if he ordered his team to look at potential cuts to city services. That's something he said he didn't want to do. And the mayor says he's going to continue to focus on pushing the governor to raise taxes on the wealthy and on corporations, and for New York City to get its fair share so he doesn't have to make tough budget decisions. Let's take a listen.
So what we are looking to do is to tackle long-standing fiscal issues that both have to do with the need for more revenue from the highest earners, but also the relationship between City Hall and Albany.
So to put a fine point on this, New York City is facing a $2 billion budget deficit this year. It's higher in years down the road. That amount of money could fund the city's entire Department of Transportation and library system combined. So this is not peanuts, even by New York City standards. This is an issue that is not going away.
No, it isn't. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.